Hey everyone, good morning. It is May 31st. This stuff is good. Anyway, I was talking to a friend yesterday, or just talking about my condo, and I happened to remember, I have a memory about some of the challenges I've had getting back to this, back to normal. And I wanted to recap some of them because they're really interesting memories. Um, they're good for me to remember, and I think they're good to share. Um, uh, there is great as things are now. Um, it was hard. So now, at the time, I kind of just pushed through everything. I didn't think twice about things being hard. I didn't think twice about anything. Sorry, I'm like, trying to get myself a little bit more presentable here. Anyway, and I didn't think about anything, and now I'm thinking, and I'm looking back, and I'm going, wow, there's a lot of stuff that I did have to work through. So, anyways, yesterday's memory was specifically about the shower. So when I came home on September 8th, I was in a wheelchair, and I was in a wheelchair, and I had my walker. When I got home, my condo's on the fourth floor, so I can't really use my wheelchair. It's not really big enough to use a wheelchair. It's a very small area that's tiled. So, and then I got the bedrooms and stuff. So it makes sense to keep the wheelchair, up here. So I had the walker, and I also just was starting to walk by myself. So, or I could move short distances by myself. Um, so also, I was scared of being in the shower because of the water and just possibly slipping. So I remember this particular memory was that I remember I have a walk-in shower in my bedroom, which was unbelievably convenient for the accident. So I would walk in, have my mom wait up right outside my glass door of the shower, and I would walk in, and then she would have to, I also, coincidentally, had replaced my shower head with a retractable shower uh, apparatus, so I could actually take it off of the little thing and then pull it down and use it. And I did that before the accident. So again, between the walk-in shower and the shower head that came down, I actually was well prepared for having to accommodate my handicap, right? So my mom used to wait outside the shower. I used to sit on the chair in the shower, or on the ledge in the shower. I have a built-in chair. Sit on there, and then my mom would pull the shower um, head down, and then she would help me wash my hair. Um, and that, I gradually, obviously, I started to not have to have her wait right outside my room, um, or right outside the shower door, and then I could just keep the door open, and so on and so forth. After the shower, I would always put on Aqua for the hospital. The nurses at the hospital really encouraged it for scarring. And also for my feet, used to get really dry. My feet have been the biggest problem in this whole accident thus far. So I used to sit on the edge of my bed. My mom, who is in her 60s, 6, I can't make it, 60s, and she would get on her knees, hands and knees, end of my bed, and put Aquaphor on my feet, and she'd do it so gently, and then put it all over my body where I had my scar. And I mean, it's just incredible, those memories. She used to do that. She used to cook for me. She kept a binder. My mom kept a binder of my medications. I was taking a lot when I came home. At least, let's say, 10. That included my daily multivitamins, and then all the other pain meds and things to equal out, and offset, with pain meds you get constipation and stuff like that, so you don't take medication to offset that. It's just a nightmare. A lot. She used to keep track in a binder of what hours I took stuff, and I still have the binder. So every day she would write down, she would sign off on having given me the medicine. That's a really interesting memory. Before, yeah, one thing that I was telling my friend Sean yesterday was that when we came home from the hospital, I had no idea of, you're in a wheelchair, you're thinking, okay, you can function in a wheelchair at least. And, I know my body's obviously hurt at the rehab, and I have a huge problem with being up and about. So when we came home, my mom and I went shopping, and we went shopping for, I remember, 4 hours in the morning. I would go shopping in the car with her, do what we had to do, and then I'd be out the rest of the day in my bed. I had 4 days in a row. And then I was so exhausted. I was so exhausted, my body was aching. And then I was like, and then you kind of step back and you're like, wow, I got hit by a car, so like, I'm not going to be able to just go about my business like a normal person. I mean, just get injured and then get in a wheelchair, and now it's good to go. Like, no. So that was a really funny memory because, it took 4 days of madness, chaos. It was painful. Shopping became painful. And then I would go shopping in the morning, and then the rest of the day would just be out of commission, doing anything. My mom was here. She lived with me about 3 months. That was challenging. Living with your mom is challenging. My mom literally went through my entire condo. So, bless her heart, I love her to death. But she did go through everything, and at 34 years old, it's probably not. You don't really want your mom doing that. It's a little bit invasive, but she did. And so, we painted, redecorated, and I'm grateful. My place is awesome. It's very relaxing. I love my condo, and I've since obviously changed things to make it more suitable to my own taste. But yeah, she lives here every day. My mom would come every day to the hospital, every day to rehab. She's an incredible person. We spent so much time. She would hang out with me, do puzzles with me, feed me. Get whatever I needed. She would shop for me, clothes. I couldn't, in rehab, I couldn't really, I needed my occupational therapist to help me, with maneuvers and stuff. So my mom bought me the simplest things to wear. So I'd be wearing like tank tops and then skirts. She bought me a whole bunch of skirts and then dresses. So it's just easy for me to put on real quick and take off. And showering, this is kind of gross, but I don't know how long this went on. But in rehab, we had to do a sponge bath out of the sink to wash me. And I'm OCD with hygiene, so so is my mom. So we shower twice a day, morning and at night. So when I was in rehab, we had to reduce that, so I couldn't do that 2 times a day. And also, I didn't like the idea of going into it. There were showers, but they were like communal showers. And I had to schedule it, and it was just a headache. So we decided to do sponge baths in the bathroom with a towel and the faucet. And so we would do that. She'd help me wash myself with the wet sponge. And yeah, it was an interesting memory. I remember also, I remember when I was in a wheelchair and I was in my rehab room, and the rehab room was small. So I would have to maneuver in the wheelchair to get myself into the bathroom. And when I was in the bathroom, I had to position the wheelchair properly, lock it, pull myself up. They had given me, it was a stand over the toilet which raised the height of the actual lid or the seat so that I had to bend that down so much. So, but still, I used to have to get out of my wheelchair, pull myself using the ledge, the railing that they have for the handicap stalls, pull myself, use that. It was, oh man. Keep in mind, I broke my pelvis, I broke my arm, my leg. Like, it was very challenging to figure out what I could use and all that stuff. So, or what the best way to do things was without hurting myself. And I used to, with the bathroom, lowering myself onto the toilet seat was hard. And then wiping was awful. And I being limited in that scenario was stressful to me because I'm also very, again, OCD with hygiene. I don't like being dirty. I don't like dirtiness. I like being clean. So it was challenging when I wasn't able to do things properly. And so, that was another interesting memory. Let's see. The rehab center, the interesting part is I was in the ICU for 5 days. I was in hospital for 4 weeks. I was in rehab for another 4 weeks. I was supposed to go to another rehab for 4 weeks. The whole time, when I remember, I knew I was there, and if I had really thought about it, I could have very easily wished to be home, or easily wished, of the many other things I could have easily wished for. But I made the best use of my time there. It helped to have my mother and friends be coming in and out. My mom was there every day. My dad would fly in from random places. My dad travels a lot for work, so he would just fly in randomly to see me, which was nice. And my sister would fly in for random weekends to see me with the kids. So it was, I never was alone, I guess, which helped a lot. And I definitely made friends with the staff. They became really important to me during that time. When I'm sleeping, my mom would go home, right? And when I sleep during the night and then I wake up or I'm alone, I didn't have a roommate. So I only had a roommate for a very short amount of time. So when I would go to sleep and I would wake up, they would come in, the nurses would come in and give me medication at weird hours. Midnight, she'd be waking me up. I used to be so annoyed. I got used to it. But then that nurse was, they got really close to me. Everyone felt bad for my having gotten hit by the car. So it kind of made them more sympathetic and empathetic. So that was really nice having them there because as time went on, when I would wake up in the middle of the night, I'd actually take my wheelchair and just go sit in the common area. And there were a bunch of nurses there, and some of them I would know, just chat with them. And some I didn't know, and I would just hang out just to be in the company of people. And there were some long-term care patients there. So, they would sometimes be hanging out at random hours. One memory I did have, so when I was in rehab, the first day I went to rehab was awful. It was awful. I'm coming from a hospital where I have my own huge room. Well, the ICU room was ginormous, but the hospital room was my own. For a month they had that. And then I went to rehab, and the rehab center it wasn't as new as the hospital. And the room that they gave me was with another patient, and in rehab they don't turn off the lights in the hallways, and they keep the doors open. So they put me in a room with a roommate who was watching TV at midnight, had some kind of a blockage in her throat, so she was coughing a lot. And then my schedule was to go to bed at 9 because I was usually up at 5 or 6 from the hospital. That was my routine. So this lady being up super late, and then me having to be in the bed next to the door, which was open with the light on in the hallway, and I cried. I remember at 8 p.m. I got there on, I think it might have been August 8th. I have to check the dates. I would like to know those. I can't remember now. I think it's August 8th. I was there. It's a Friday. I think. And let's check that. What day was that? August 8th was a Monday. It was the 12th. Anyways, I think it's I'll check. So yeah, I remember crying. I was terrified. I didn't want to be there, and everyone was saying it's only 2 weeks. I ended up being there a month. And so, anyway, so I was with that roommate, and then I complained. I told my parents I can't stay here. I can't stay. I can't stay in this room. So they went and they made a request, and we had hopefully with some of the doctors, they helped to get me a different room. And so I had my own room temporarily. They told me you're gonna have your own room for a little bit. At least you'll be in the bed that's in the interior, not by the door. So I had my own room, and then for about a week, and then I had a roommate. Her name was Susan. She had a autoimmune deficiency health problems. So she had some black fingers. I don't know too much about it. She had to go for dialysis. I don't know exactly what that is either. So, but I know that she would go for 3 hours on certain days and be gone in the morning. And we didn't talk really. I was always in and out of my room at that point, as much as I could be with my wheelchair. But one particular day, she was still on a bedpan. I was able to get to the bathroom, but she actually was put on a bedpan. And the crappy part about that is that when you need to go to the bathroom, you gotta wait for somebody to come. That sucks. To put the bedpan under you. And when they put the bedpan under you, they go away, and then you can be stuck on the bedpan. That's what happened to Susan. She was stuck in the bedpan, and she was very sick. So, this one particular day, I was getting ready. I think I was about to fall asleep, actually, and then she started trying to press the button to get the person to come back to take the bedpan out from under her. And it had been about 10-15 minutes, and she was starting to make strange sounds. She was trying to make strange sounds. So it concerned me. And I was like, this isn't right. She shouldn't be stuck on the bedpan. And then she made a really strange sound. And it's a bumblebee, and I hate bugs. She made a really strange sound, and it scared me. So I was just like, I'm just going to help her. So I had to take my time to sit up in my bed. And then I got electric pains in my feet. So when I sat up on the side of my bed, and I used to have to wait a couple of seconds to touch my feet to the ground, because that electric pain is just, whew, that pain. I've had my tongue pierced. I've got some small tattoos. I obviously have broken my entire body because I have a high pain tolerance. That pain, the electric pain, and then nerve pain you can't subside that, and it is awful, 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 awful. So I hated putting my feet on the floor because that pain would just almost make me pass out. So I would do it slowly and tap my foot on the floor and just kind of feel it out. So I had to do that, and I had to remove myself from my wheelchair. Keep in mind my pelvis is broken. This is not an easy task. So then I wheelchaired around looking for doctors and nurses. It was the weekend, and it was really early in the morning, like 2. And I was looking for a nurse, and no one was around. I couldn't find the guy who put her on the bedpan. So I finally found a nurse, and I was like, you need to come and help this lady. I don't know what's going on, but she needs help. She's like, okay, I'll come. That one nurse that I could find for all the patients. It was awful. I was very scared. I was like, how do you only have one nurse on the weekend for all these patients? Anyways, so she went to my room. I kept going, trying to complain to somebody about, or at least find out where the nurses are, how many people there are, and staffing. Just in case I needed something, I want to know who's around. So she went to Susan's, and I think she helped take the pan out from under her, and she gave her a Vicodin, I think, to calm her down, I think. And then I came back, and the nurse was gone, and I just went to check on her, and she was, like, in her bed, but in a weird position, like her knee was bent and out from under the covers. It just looked very unladylike, I guess, and I know that she usually covers up and is respectful in that way. So I had asked her, I was just kind of like, well, go away. Sorry. I have a bikini on. It's a thong bikini. Anyways, I was gonna go to the pool, but I don't have balls to do that. Anyway,